starting from our presiding officer, Toastmaster Sriram. I didn't really evaluate the Saturday down because I came late. Apologies for that. I will start with Sriram. So Sriram, you are pro at presiding, playing the role of a presiding officer now. Great introduction to Toastmasters, calling out the guests, asking them what brought them here, their names and their profession. Again, you combined the theme, that is Mother's Day, to your guest introduction also. So they're quite innovative on that part. And I really like the anecdote that you shared in between. Got to hear really heartfelt anecdotes from the people. So well done on being conservative also on that front. I'll move on to Toastmaster Prince, who was playing the Toastmaster of the day with the apt theme of Mother's Day today. Great start with the quote, Toastmaster Prince. I actually noted a lot of filler words like so and You can work upon them. First part of your speech, I mean the entire Toastmaster of the Day session was quite interactive, but in the second half I thought it could have been more. Like for example, in the start you could have asked questions from the mothers itself on how do they feel about the day, etc. So we could have had a perspective from the mothers itself also. Great dwelling on the relationship between mother and a daughter, mother and a son. So well done. Overall general evaluation about the team audit, I feel that Toastmaster of the Day's job is to host the session. So rather than too much focusing on the content, maybe or to you and to all other who are going to be the Toastmaster in future also, we can act more like a host. And what does a host do? A host makes the other person feel special. So rather than too much focusing on the content and maybe making it short and sweet, we can focus more on a person's introduction when we are calling them upon the stage, and generally, and when they are leaving the stage, applauding them and maybe taking back a message from them and adding it here on the stage when you are speaking. So yeah, overall the team on sessions will be more of a hosting session rather than a speech session. That's what I feel. I'll come to the speeches now. I think, okay, I've given the speeches. Yes, one recommendation for Toastmaster Prince, maybe when you are leaving the stage, make sure that the screen presentation that you had is removed when you are speaking, because we could note that while the speakers were giving the speeches, the presentation was visible at that front. I have already covered the speakers. I'll move on to the evaluators now. All the 5 evaluators today, Dolly, Mohit, Paras, Parul, Anshuman. For Dolly and Mohit, I would say that you would have to sum up your evaluations towards the end. Rest others, Paras, Parul and Anshuman, I could note a summation towards the end in their evaluation. You guys have to work upon your summation on overall telling the person what a person speaker can take back. Mohit, I would recommend to follow maybe a framework in your evaluations, either a commendation, recommendation and a commendation framework, or a content or a delivery framework, which I thought today was missing. Coming to the auxiliary role players, our counter Naveen, no such recommendations. I think you did a great job. Toastmaster Ruchita, no recommendations, except that a lot of to and from movement of the stage that can be avoided. For Toastmaster Vamsi, on your report there is no recommendation as such, but while you are putting your hand up and showing the cards, make sure when you are putting it up, you are up at least until 1 minute, so that a person can clearly see that their time is up. Usually when a person is speaking from here, they tend to not look, so it can be up. Toastmaster Vivek, body language evaluator, general recommendations, so that you gave a general recommendations for all. Maybe we can take names and like tell the people on their specific evaluation. evaluations. That's what I would recommend. And for the overall meeting today, for everybody who is going to give their speeches and coming on the stage in future, please accept evaluators. Nobody is allowed to bring phones and papers on the stage. Please challenge yourself. Practice more often so that you are really confident to not bring any papers or phones. To most of the speakers who bought papers and phone today, I really didn't saw you guys were using any paper, phone or referring to it. So be confident and come up. Even if you forget, nobody knows that you forgot it. And one recommendation for the Sergeant at Arms and Presiding Officer, you should not encourage people to use the center stage for movement. Please make spaces towards both the ends so that people can move in and outside the room. It's really clumsy because the recording is also happening, and when we put it up on somewhere in some platform, it doesn't really look nice to use the center stage. During the speeches, I could note a couple of to and fro movement inside. Please, audience, maybe we can hold ourselves back until and unless it's really an emergency. Please make sure that you are entering and exit the room only during applauses. To the speakers, general recommendation to all the speakers would be not to start with greetings. If you want to make your speeches more impactful, please don't start with good morning or good afternoon. Straight away dive into your message or your speech or your story, whatever it is. And once you are done with maybe first part of your speech, then you can add your greetings like good morning, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. To them, going to talk about so. So that would definitely add a lot of value and impact to your message. Yes, so I'm done today. I would request all the auxiliary role players going forward, if you're taking any roles, please give your recommendations on the general evaluator as well. We are no exceptions. We really need your feedback to improve. So yes, that's all, and I would like to hand over the stage now to our presiding officer.